here we go. That's the layer of topsoil I got right there. It's about 8 inches, which is pretty good. But here in this part of Texas, when the rain quits, rain quits. That clay right there will suck up the water. Now there is bottom feed water system in here, but it takes a little bit for it to get in that clay. And over the years, it's saturated, and that's wet. We had rain probably a week ago, but you can see the roots. If you look real close, you can see how the roots on old corn. I don't know where the corn plant went, but anyway, I must have dug it up. Anyway, that grass right there, roots go down. But you notice, there ain't no roots in that clay. It stops. So we're gonna remedy that. I'm gonna dig out that clay, and I'm gonna put me some good stuff down in there. Right on. I'll get back with y'all in a minute. All right. We're continuing that row right there, digging out the dead spot on that clay and BS. And I'm gonna lay some of that old rotten log pile and stuff in there. I've been there about 2 years. Then we're gonna put that good dirt, that topsoil all the way down in there. Now that thing was probably 14 inches deep. Put that stuff right in there. Should help them hold water down there in the bottom. And we're at the pole now. We went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 white drops to go to get that dead stuff out of there, and we'll put that back in there. Jeez, crackhead! Well, you been eating chili? You have. Okay, I'm back. I had to get up and leave. Crackhead been eating chili or something. What did you eat? All that burrito I threw out there last night? Jeez, I guess so. All right, so like I said, I put that stuff in there, dug it out about 14 inches, which I got down into about 8 inches or so. Well, I guess it's really about 16 inches, because I went 8 to 10 inches into that clay and put this on there. And the only thing I wish I had right now was minnows or some brim to throw in the bottom of this hole. That's one thing Granddaddy did. He always put a little fish about 12, 14 inches below the plant. And I cut maybe 2 months or so before, and I'm telling y'all, man, I ain't never seen nothing like it. When that taproot hit that fish, that sucker would just wow. It is the most beautiful thing. Everybody else's stuff just looks stupid ugly. Summer, hot, whatever. But Paul's stuff, man, it looked good. But he was Native American, so that's what they did. He always planted the 3 sisters too. It's really neat how he did that. I wish that we'd had these cameras and stuff back then. I was just a kid and had no idea. Great knowledge was staring me in my face. Talk to those older people, man. I always go to the oldest person in a room or at a convention, go talk to them. Get as much information as you can from those people and write it down, because the society today does not want you knowing how to feed yourself. They want to be your daddy. Big Daddy. They want to be your big daddy. Who's your daddy? Welfare. Not me, homie. Right on. Alright, when we go over that hole, what we're going to do is we're going to put all that mess right there in there. Well, not all of it, but we're going to use that mess. That's a lot of biodegradable material, sticks, leaves, stuff like that. And then a bunch of old wood and stuff, and dead wood we hauled off and brought it over here and put it in a pile. Coffee grounds, anything biodegradable, food, stuff like that. Keep a 5-gallon bucket with a wet cloth over it in the kitchen. Put all the food and stuff in there. The only thing is if you put like meat and stuff, dogs get in it, drag it off. So they tear it up and then it messes up the heat of it. So we put that on the top of it. And just, if you ain't got a tarp or nothing, you can lay sticks and stuff over the top of it. Water will get down in there to keep the evaporation down. Won't go through a heat. Because like, you know, wet hay will set a barn on fire. It'll go through a heat hot enough to ignite it. We had a barn burned down over here. Mr. Wall's barn burned down like that. They stacked it too close, wasn't enough ventilation. All right, well, a little more coffee and we get back over to the hole. All right, I'll give y'all perspective on how deep that hole is. That's the shovel right there. It's about 1.5 foot ankle deep above the top of the shovel head. Let me flip y'all around. This is too weird to try to do this. All right, see out there? That's how deep that hole is. I'm gonna back up a little bit where you can see that. Now I had removed the topsoil off of it, but I already showed you what that was, the depth of that. So I moved all that topsoil off and put it back over yonder. Now I've got to the top of that hill right there, which water bring it down, but I've got where my hand is, I've got that much. That's gonna be all good dirt. Now down in that hole there, I'm gonna do like I did that other. I'm gonna put them old logs and stuff down in there, and I got some more stuff I'm gonna put in there, some chicken poo. Maybe it'll be deep enough. I think I'm pretty good on time as far as planting. I hope this, what they call Indian summer or whatever, don't freak out and make my fruit trees freak out and start blooming. Because I ain't got nothing in the past 2 years. That was pretty cool because I was watching Jack Spirko. Y'all need to watch that fella. He got a really, really, really interesting system how he uses duck poo and the water and all that to fertilize his plants. Ingenious. I had washed some of that a couple years ago, and I tried to do it with my pump. I guess I got too much elevation. The pump ain't strong enough or something. So I hit him up on his video this morning and asked him, maybe he'll respond to it. Ask him what kind of pump he's using to be able to push that water up there. I'm just using rainwater coming through. And right there where that bad red clay is that's where the field line's on the other side of that. So that side is good, and then all down the hill is good. There's another line coming out of the house. It's just water or gray water or whatever. There's no poo in it, and then it runs out and then filters down the hill, and I make it zigzag. You know how them people that farm on the side of a hill? Well, that's what I do. It's on the side of a hill. So hopefully Jack will get back with me and tell me what kind of pump that is he's using to circulate that water. All right, y'all remember the other day when I was telling you about how those dark spots? I hope you can see that. Camera ham, crackhead, come here, baby. Get over here. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on that. Maybe y'all can see that. Remember how I was telling you how the let's see if I can see that. Can y'all see that? How that green is growing around the edge. It's almost an algae looking. That's that microflora they talk about, I guess. Well, I figure if it's green there, all around that black stuff, it ain't nothing growing up on that sand, but down around that black stuff, everything growing. Little tiny baby gardens are growing there. So that stuff is good. That is good to go. What do you think about it, crackhead? Good girl. You a good mouse dog. Big Daddy loves you. All right, let me go over and get all that stuff and we're gonna put in this hole. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. All right, we're fixing to get this stuff right here. I don't want no ants in it, but that right there is Yep, there they are. Little red devils. Yep. Didn't take me long to look at that. So we're gonna let them be, let them calm down, and then we're gonna put some sulfur on them or something. Alright, so let's find something else. Find a few other ones. That there look good. Let's see if there's any ants in it. This dang warm weather. I don't like that. We got a big old creek system right down below the hill right yonder. And I'm gonna tell you, there'll be some big old cottonmouth and water moccasins up here and copperheads. So, alright. That's good right there, boy. Look at all that. Yeah, that's good stuff. We're gonna put that in the hole, baby. All that right there is gonna turn into peas and beans and corn and squash and cantaloupe and peppers and maters and Alright. Got my hoe, started digging all that stuff up. Went and put one, I like to put one log at the bottom, like a half a log or whatever. It's kind of got a little bit of meat to it. And then put it at the very bottom of the hole, and I'll show you in a minute. At the very bottom of the hole, kind of hold everything or whatever, and you know, with that red clay, you ain't got to worry about it because you know stuff ain't gonna go through there. It's gonna hold that water. And it's essentially making it like a what I found in this area where I'm at. Now this ain't for everybody else, because you know your soil and your strata, your gradation, whatever, you know, the dirt levels, that may be different. So I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. You do what you know, do your experiments and see what you got to do. And that's the important part is free thinking, critical thinking, to be able to figure things out yourself. And to do that, you got to analyze things. You got to, you know, you got to make a notebook. I've got like 8 or 10 notebooks in there on just garden stuff. And so I do a control on that, and I'll take one area and I'll try this or try that. Or YouTube has been so great, man. And that's how I found Spearco, man. John Willis told me about Spearco, and I found him, and it was just a plethora of information. The dude had been doing it a long time, been hooked up with all them permaculture people and aquaponics and all that stuff. And the aquaponics was just awesome. I had never heard of that and didn't know what that was, but I had seen it before, because where I come from in Louisiana, everybody lives, you know, close to a bayou, or there's water everywhere. And first time I ever seen anything that akin to what Jack was doing with the aquaponics was a lady had these huge styrofoam raggedy old blocks that she had dirt on there, and the roots, she put these pieces of styrofoam together that was probably maybe 8 or 10 inches apart. She tied them together, and she put them down, and the roots went down in between the styrofoam and grabbed the water, and she had made her plants growing on styrofoam. It was like magic, you know. Of course, we was little kids then, and everybody's like, she's a witch. And I'm like, no, I don't think she's a witch. I think she's pretty dang smart. But I want you to look at this dirt, man. Can you see that dirt? Man, look how pretty that dirt is. And that's been over there. It's been there about 2 years, something like that. Man, look at all that stuff. The leaves and all, there's a little bit. You can't see the leaves no more. The only problem about this was I found a freaking hammerhead worm, and there ain't a daggum earthworm under this thing. If you find a hammerhead worm, don't cut him in half, because the little son of a gun will turn into 15 daggum worms. Pour some salt on him and put him in gasoline. That's what we did. I thought it was really cool till I looked it up and found out what it is. It came from China. Thank you, China. Gave us crazy old worm that eats our worms. And some kind of sickness from a bat. Only Chinese folks can't catch a break, can they? Alright, let me go get this stuff and put it in there. Alright, we're fixing to put this in that hole. That's what I was talking about, putting that one log down in there at the bottom. And then pouring all that goodies in there. Alright, back in a minute. Alright, so we got the logs in the bottom and then broke them up a little bit. Now we're going to take this stuff in here and pour it in. We got all that dug out. Got stuff laid in the hole. Crackhead. Ready going how? Shadows long. All right. We got that row and that row done. 5-gallon bucket and shovel. And all this stuff right here was something that took place 2 years ago when we piled up all that wood for this day right here. So it's a cumulative thing. Homesteading is a cumulative thing. We got the pile of logs. Squished up and made it into manageableness to be able to move it and get all the good dirt off the top. Shadow's getting long, day coming to an end. But that right there is one full day of working. Gives you a good timeline on how much time it's going to take you to do this by hand. And that's what I'm trying to show you is you can do it, and you can do it a little at a time every day. Hey folks, well, it's the end of the day. Shadow's getting long. Been out here pretty much all day in the garden. I had a pretty good job to do. I had to get that clay out of there. I had to put some biomaterial down in the bottom of it, deepen my soil a little bit because of this side of the garden I told y'all about was pretty bad and wasn't producing much at all. But if you can see behind me at the end of this row, it's where I had to dig all that out, and did probably, I don't know, I think this is almost 50, 60, maybe 60 foot. 60 foot by shovel or spade width, and 16, 18 inches deep. And it took I don't know, just working straight on just this right here, it took about 4 hours or 5 hours. That clay was rough. And there is a certain way to dig with a shovel, a proper way to dig with a shovel. And clay is slow going. So just took my time, did it right, because I don't want to do this again. I'm gonna do it one time. But I just want y'all to know that you can do this. You can do it just a little bit every day. That's all you got to do. A little bit every day, little bit, and over the years, and each growing season, it'll get bigger and bigger, and it'll get where you'll have an abundance of produce. Then you got stuff to trade with, and you can trade that for goats, pigs, chickens, dry goods, utensils you may need in the coming S.T.O.S event. You never know. Somebody may give you some ammo for some peas or something. But I hope this helps y'all, and y'all stay strong, stay focused, stay busy, and enjoy life. Don't get caught up in all this new stuff going on. Take care of your business. You can't do nothing about that news. And all they trying to do is get you stirred up where you'll quit thinking about what you need to do. Because if you worried about something you ain't got no control over, you ain't out here taking care of your business. This is what you got control over, is your future right here. So that's what you need to focus on. Don't focus on all that stuff. There'll be wars and rumors of wars. That's what it says in the book. But don't fret. He got it. He's in control. Stay safe, stay strong. We'll see y'all.